If you're someone who doesn't understand entrepreneurs, I want you to listen to this. If you know someone who wants to be an entrepreneur and you don't really get it, you don't understand it, you might be directly or indirectly discouraging them. Maybe your kids are talking about doing certain things, or your spouse, and you're discouraging them because you don't believe in it. You don't think it's possible. I want you to think about something and understand this. If you have a job, no matter what your job is, no matter what you do for a living, you work for an entrepreneur. Think about that. And I bet you've never considered that. So that means somebody somewhere, whoever owns the company that you work for, they had a vision and they went for it. And obviously, if you're working for them and you have job stability, you've been paying your bills, you're taking care of your family, obviously that entrepreneur was very successful. And it shows you that these things can be done. So why would you then discourage anyone that you know from being an entrepreneur? You have to really ask yourself that question. Is it because you are afraid to take that type of chance and to make something happen because maybe you have no ambition for that? Maybe you just don't believe in whoever it is that is talking about that. You don't think that it's possible for them. What is your reasoning? If you fall into that category, I want you to think about this. A lot of people who work, and I've seen this for myself, and I've just come out of the workforce, so I feel the difference. But a lot of people, when they're in the workforce, they don't realize how stressed they are just from work and everything that comes with it. They don't realize how much it weighs on them. The last few years, I started to be very, very conscious of that. And I really started paying attention to people. And I also started to pay attention to the way I was feeling. And this is why I'm always talking about, we don't realize how much our jobs suck the life out of us, even when we like our job. We don't realize how much it controls our lives, how much time that it takes from us, how much time it takes from our family. And most people are not getting enough out of their job financially. So there's still a sense of struggle. There's always this playing catch up. Think about that. So if you know an entrepreneur or they have entrepreneurial dreams, why would you try to dissuade them from that? Why would you dissuade them from taking a chance on building something for themselves where they don't have to work for somebody the rest of their lives, where they can have something where they can support their family and their future generations for a long time? Why would you dissuade somebody from that? Even if they don't have the aspirations of creating a multi-million-dollar corporation, just if somebody's doing a side hustle, it just might make them feel better. They make more money. They have a little bit more financial freedom. It gives them more independence. And it just, it inspires the other people around them. Why are people so negative towards that? Now, I realize a lot of people have been brought up to just have a worker's mindset, a worker's mentality. So a lot of people can't see anything past just working for somebody and being an employee, being told what to do, being on someone else's time frame. And you do the work, you build up their company, their business, their dream, and you just get whatever scraps they give you. You take that home and you find a way to make it work. A lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are just stuck in that mindset because that's all they know. And if that's who you are and you're unwilling to try something, you have no ambitions to do anything different, that's okay. But don't dissuade the people around you from taking chances, from trying to do something more. And a lot of times what people do is they don't even realize how negative they are. Sometimes it's the things you say, sometimes it's the way you respond, sometimes it's the things that you don't say that is discouraging. And sometimes just that little bit of support, just that showing that you actually care and you actually believe goes a long way with somebody who's trying to do something. So if you don't care about your friends and family who may be entrepreneurs, I want you to think how the things that you might say will affect the kids in your family, whether it's your kids, your nieces, nephews, whatever. Think about that. The things that you say, the energy that you give off goes a long way. If you're not encouraging the people around you, what good are you? What use are you? How do you say that you love somebody? You care about them. If you're not trying to help them succeed, if you're not like, what are we doing? The reason why I say this, the reason why this is relevant, because I actually, as an entrepreneur, I'm pretty, I don't really have too many, I could go in if I wanted to, but realistically, I don't have a lot of stories of people, not being supportive or people hating or stuff like that. But I see it in other people so much. I see it where I'm always talking to people and I'm always trying to boost their confidence and listening to people. They're always talking about all these reasons why they don't want to do something or they're afraid to, but they want to do it. But it's the people around them that's not, helping at all. People that have 9-to-5 jobs, if you start paying attention to yourself or other people, you'll notice they're miserable. They have this weight on their shoulders. They're like dragging through life. Start paying attention. It's like there's a heavy cloud over them. And some people, you see it more than others. But like I keep saying, our lives are dictated by work. Trying to consume your time to earn $1 to give it back to somebody else. That's not life. That's not life. That's why most of us are miserable. That's why most of us are depressed. We're stressed because we're putting all this time. We're not seeing our families. We're not doing the things that we want to do with life because everything is consumed with work, and everything, once you get the little bit of money from it, you're trying to either pay bills and catch up just to survive and live, or you're trying to purchase things that you don't really need, things that don't really matter, but you feel like you got to do these things in order to keep up with other people or to show, that you have something. Think about that. Our lives are we're caught in the matrix. I know a lot of people hear that word a lot, but it's a real thing. We're caught in a cycle. We're caught in someone else's vision of life and how we're supposed to operate. Everybody individually has their own things that they want to do, their own way that they want to live. But a lot of people don't think about it. A lot of people don't pursue it because they don't think it's possible. But this is why so many of us are depressed. So many of us are miserable. Why so many of us, our relationships fail. Because we're miserable inside. We're not happy with the way we're living. We're not happy with the way other people around us are living. So all that negative tension and stress is just bouncing off of each other. And there's not enough people that's trying to break out of that mold. And when you do have somebody that's trying to break out of that mold, because we're programmed to think that shit is insane, most of the time we're doing everything to discourage them so they stay in the same place that we're all in, because really, this is why people hate when people make it and they get successful, because you really don't want people to be better or different from you. You want them to stay right where you're at. It's like they say, misery loves company. That is so true. Think about it. A lot of people are not really happy when you succeed. They might smile on your face, they might cheer, but they're not really happy. You know how you know when somebody's really happy for you? If you do something, they go broadcast it. They tell everybody. And I'm not just talking about making posts on social media. Just think about it. You know when somebody's genuinely happy for somebody. And most of the time when somebody has a business, people around them are not supporting. They're not posting them. They're not talking about them. Think about that. If you come across a new product that made your face glow, made your teeth super white, made your whatever, tastes real good, you found the best cheeseburger you ever had in your life, you're going to go tell everybody. Think about that. You're going to say, yo, get this face product. Look at my face. It made me good. This burger tastes good. Yo, you need to go to Costco and get this burger and try it out. But Let somebody you know have a successful business. Why is my phone ringing? Let somebody know you have a successful business. They're not going to go all out like that for you. Even if they get the product from you and they love it, they're not going to promote you the same way they'll promote a total stranger. That's deep. That's real deep. But those same products that you buy and that you love so much, those $150 pair of sneakers, that fly Benz, that Beamer, that bag, whatever it is, those things were started by an entrepreneur. Someone who says, I have a vision, I have a dream, I'm going to make this happen. You'll support them in their dreams. You'll even go try to work for them and then brag that you work for this prestigious company. But you won't support your friend or your family, your relative that's trying to do the same thing. You look down on them. Oh, you just doing that little thing. Oh, you got a little business. Oh, you got a little side hustle. Oh, you doing your thing a little bit. Yeah, I see you. But you ain't really trying to help. You ain't really trying to get involved. You're not really trying to support. We have a messed up mentality. But back to my original thing, because I know I'm veering off a little bit, but working within this system that's not created for us, it's not designed by us, it's part of why we're sick, we're miserable, we're depressed. When I go to work, I'm on the clock for 8 hours. I got to do what I'm told. I got to do what somebody tells me, and okay, I signed up for that. That's cool. That's what I got to do to work, pay the bills. Cool. So I know what my job description is. I go in and do it. But then I got to deal with these other people I might not like. I got to deal with all this other stuff. But this is the thing I keep saying. Besides all of that, we know all that. But you don't think about the time that it takes you to travel back and forth to work. Let's say you work 8 hours. You got an hour travel time home. You got an hour travel time to work. You probably got an hour and a half to 2 hours because of traffic and all that to get home in the evening. That's 11 hours, but you're only getting paid for those 8. And that ride home, that ride to work is still stressful. It's still weighing on you. If you got to take public transportation, if you're driving, you got to sit in traffic, or you just got a long ass drive and you got family issues, you got everything else that you got to deal with in life, all that's weighing on you. Then you get home, you got to decompress, but you still got to deal with life. And then you're thinking, at a certain point at night, you got to start getting ready for work the next day. So you might be laying out your clothes. You might start, I got to go to sleep early. I can't do this. I can't go out. I can't do that because I got to work tomorrow. All these things. We don't realize how much work is taking the life out of us. And when you saw what happened during the pandemic, everything shut down. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people still haven't recovered. Right? If that wasn't enough for you to say, yo, I got to do something different, something extra. I got to start a business. I got to start investing. I got to do something to make sure, because none of these businesses are guaranteed. That means your livelihood is not guaranteed. Do you know how many people broke up in their relationships because of the pandemic? One, because of finances, because everybody, lost their jobs, they went broke. But even bigger than that is a lot of people, once they started being home, they realized they don't spend enough time with their spouses. So once they had to do that, they're like, yo, I really don't like this person. Yo, you get on my nerves. Yo, like, and part of that problem is because we're spending so much time at work and dealing with the residual side effects of work that we not even spending time with family when we need to. Everything has to be scheduled. Think about that. You got to schedule, this day I get the little 2 off days on the weekend, and all right, I go do this. You got to do 50 million things on your day off. Why do you not want to try to reclaim your time for yourself? Think about that. I don't know. Maybe this is going over some people's heads. This ain't the first time I spoke about this. Maybe you don't want to hear me ranting about this for 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe you don't. But I really want you guys to start thinking about all of this stuff, because all of this is bringing our mentalities down. It's bringing us down. It's why we're stressed out. It's why we're not healthy. It's why our minds ain't right. We have to start addressing these other things. We have to start looking at things a little bit differently and find out what can we do collectively? What can we do individually, but collectively? Let's start having a different mindset. Let's start being more aware of our lives and where we're headed and what we're doing and how we can change those things and make ourselves feel better. People, we're always running to outside sources to feel better. We're looking for outside stimulation. That's why people are drinking. That's why people are doing drugs. We're looking for ways to escape. Instead of looking for ways to escape, why don't we actually escape? But that probably sounds too radical for you to break away and do something different. Why don't I start my own business? Why don't I do a couple of different things to have different streams of income so I don't have to complain, so I don't have to be broke? But then when I get that money, I do things to actually make my life better and instead of just buying stupid shit. That's too radical for some people. And I know because every single day of my life for the past 4 years, I've been talking to people about these different things. And the average person is not receptive to it. They don't want to hear it. But if I sit there and start when I'm talking about investing, LLC, starting businesses, real estate, all this stuff, nobody want to hear that. But if I tell you, yo, you heard what Kanye West said yesterday on Drink Champs? Yo, he was talking about Jay-Z, and then Jay-Z responded. We'll have a conversation for 3 hours. If I start talking about Kyrie Irving and what's going on with the NBA, with the LeBron this and Jordan that, we're going to talk all day. I know because it happens. But and when I'm on the phone and they start with these conversations, I go, we talk. And then when I switch the conversation, you know what happens? Conversation ends very shortly after that. It's sad, it's depressing, it's frustrating. But listen, the thing that I keep stressing is if you're an adult, do you. It's on you. But please, please, please do something different for the kids. If you have kids, you got nieces and nephews, you got daughters, sons, whatever. Do something different for them. Teach them something different. Let them be different than we were. Let them be better. If you're someone who's making moves and making all these changes that I'm talking about, that's great. I salute you. Keep doing it. Keep grinding. Don't let nobody stop you. Keep doing your damn thing. But push this to the kids. You cannot wait till kids are 18 and 20 to then say, oh, let me put you on to this. By then it's too late. You don't have their attention. They're caught up in everything else. Get to these kids early. If anybody knows Spurgo, you know what he just did. He's 15 years old. He has his own clothing line. He started it, I think, when he was 12 or something like that. He just opened up a store. Just yesterday, he went on Shark Tank and got a deal. He's 15 years old. So again, when I'm talking about entrepreneurs, don't tell me you can't do it if a 15-year-old just did it. And a part of that is his mother was right there supporting him the whole way. His mother was never discouraging him, telling him he can't do it. You're not going to do it. She was right there, and she's still right there with him. And this is what I keep telling people. When your kids have something that they're interested in, help them facilitate that. But also don't sit there and be stupid. Learn it with them. Be involved. Help them. Help them do it. Help them learn. Help them grow. Don't sit there and you know what it is? A lot of people don't want their kids to be smarter than them. A lot of kids don't want their kids to be more intelligent than them. So they'll make it seem like, oh, I want my kids this, and that. But then they'll do a lot of stuff to stunt their growth because they really don't want their kids outshining them. That in itself is sad. It says a lot. That makes you a hater amongst other things, to break it down in the simplest terms. You don't want me to really go in. But that bothers me. That really, really bothers me. The same way, a lot of people don't want the people around them to do more or to be better than them. Those same people don't want their kids to be better than them. They don't want your kids are supposed to be smarter, more advanced. Come on. The same people, the same parents will tell their kids, listen to me because I made these mistakes and I don't want you to make the same mistakes. So I'm telling you, what's going to happen before it happens. So you need to listen. But then You want them to do those things, but then you won't help them succeed in other ways because you really don't want them outshining you. You just want them to stay out of trouble. You just want them to be in a position where you don't have to be covering up their life and fixing their mistakes, but you don't actually want them to be better than you. I'm going to just leave it at that. I want you to think about that.